Hey there, Skullheads. I'm Snags.
And I'm old Silky.
And I'm Alan.
We got Alan Beatle Bailey back in the house with us after a noticeable absence. The ratings just tanked when he was gone, so we had to bring him
Oh,
back.
Yeah. Well, he was
yeah.
up to some covert type shit that
This
we can't
fucker's
talk about.
demanding a raise. We got some behind the scene pay negotiations going on, but
Right. Yeah, a delayed Happy New Year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Episode 130.
130 episodes, people. What do you
So
think about that?
the whole
Congratulations.
country is in freezing. I have a brisk 55 degrees down here in South Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
it's
what is it in Atlanta?
well, the other day it was 14 degrees, but feels like 5 with the wind chill. And
That's
and and for Alan Beetle Bailey, who's up in upstate New York, I bet that's like a warm summer day.
No, yeah, you stole my thunder. I mean, that's exactly what it is here. It's 15 degrees, but yeah, it
Oh,
feels like
really?
0.
oh,
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
that's crazy.
right now it's a warm 39, but
Yeah.
the other day it was 15 and feels like
No.
5.
No, we're not gonna see 32 for weeks.
Yeah.
oh,
It's like living in Alaska right now. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
and what's interesting, Alan, you said your furnace had died. My mother-in-law's heater is broken. Like the house is really cold.
God, yeah.
Like
It's
it's funny how a house will hold that
yeah.
chill, you know.
Oh, yeah. It's not good. Yeah. It is not good.
Hey, before we jump into this though, w- w- you don't have to talk too much about the specifics of your job, but you want to tell us what celebrity you met recently?
Oh yeah, I met Daryl McDaniels uh 2 days ago. He came through and he was just the next person that I had to deal with. And as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh my it
DMC in the house.
it just takes your I totally like lost my train of thought and was like, "Oh my god." And but got him past, but his son was right behind him, and his son knew exactly what I was like, "Oh my god." And but I fist bumped Daryl and was just laughing with his son. So that was just very cool.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
Legend.
Oh, completely.
See,
I
you missed the opportunity. Hey, man, you want to get interviewed on the Snags and Silky podcast?
Well, the problem at my job when it's busy, you don't
You
have
can't do
time to
that. Yeah. Yeah,
you
you'd
you know,
probably be unprofessional. Yeah.
you got 10,000 people behind you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Silky works at a glory hall. And so, yeah. It's a very popular one.
but it was like
10,000 people,
meeting
Heyo.
right?
it was like meeting the Beach Boys.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right. So, Rodney Dangerfield, people. No respect. No respect, I tell you. That's who we're talking about tonight.
Yeah. Hey, I'm no doorknob either.
Yeah. Oh, it ain't easy being me. All right. So, before we jump into, just we're gonna, as we usually do, kind of talk through this cat's life and career and share stories and thoughts and everything. I read a book called the title was "It Ain't Easy Being Me." I read that recently. I got a couple anecdotes from that, but Beetle Bailey, what are your thoughts on Rodney Dangerfield? I know you're the only one of us three who's seen him live, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, what he was when I saw him in Caddyshack, he just blew me away. From that moment on, I was a Rodney fan. I don't name maybe there is, but name me a funnier scene in Caddyshack than when he's good looking at that hat and he's like, "What do you get a free bowl of soup with this hat? Who would wear this hat?"
Uh-huh.
You know, and
He
Ted
ad
Knight
libbed a lot of those lines. He was ad libbing too.
right.
Yeah.
and just the look on Ted Knight's face,
Yeah,
like, what do you do?" Right?
totally. I
"Oh,
think
but it
that
looks
whole
good on you."
oh, but it looks good on you, though.
Yeah.
I think that whole cast just held their breath when Rodney, came on,
Trying not to laugh. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How could you yeah, yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing, when I saw him live, and it was May of '86, I was 20 years old, and we had a theater here that was in the round, like, it had a rotating stage, a very slow rotating stage, so no matter where you sat, he would be looking at you at some point or another. But he when he came out, it was like a rock show, he was a rock star. Like, we were going chanting, "Rodney, Rodney,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
now if I could just go off askew just a tad,
Sure.
I have seen a number of what I would think, legendary, comedians in my life, and I would like to go down that list.
Let's do
Absolutely.
it.
Alright?
Lay it on us, brother.
You're not gonna believe the first 2, okay? The very first comedian I saw live, Bob Hope.
No
Wow.
way.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Was
my
that in
fa
1954, right?
no, no, it was in 1976. I was 10 years old. My brother was in the Boy Scouts working at the Saratoga racetrack for the summer or whatever. And, he was doing whatever the Boy Scouts were doing, and they had acts come in, and Bob Hope was one of the acts. And I actually remember a joke he told at that show. It's if I could share it with you, it's
Please.
Please lay
pretty
it
good.
down.
So, it's an airplane joke, and it goes, he was talking about, I flew into here, into Albany. It'd be nice when your airport gets finished. That was a joke because it's such a small airport.
Right.
So laughing. But anyway, I wasn't feeling well on the way over, and that I I actually threw up on the guy next to me, but he was asleep at the time. And when he woke up, he looked down, and then I looked at him and I said, "You feel better now?"
That's
Nice.
I always wondered if Bob Hope was funny, and that's actually funny.
That's
It's
some
pretty
good
good.
shit.
Yeah, he
That's
was
some
funny. He was, for, being 10 years old, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
funny. Now, the
Was
next
that like
one
a Boy Scout jamboree thing that he was at?
no, 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 no. It was a we have like, Saratoga is big up here with horse
Yeah.
racing,
Oh, okay.
but we actually have an amphitheater that hosts big acts and stuff. Now, but this actually Bob Hope was actually at the horse racing track for whatever reason,
Mm.
because they could sell more seats there or whatever. And my brother was just in the Boy Scouts doing some sort of, escorting people around, to their seats or whatever. So, yeah, I remember going there, and then I think it was the same year, I saw Red Skelton.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Yeah, right.
Dude,
You ever
wow.
see
Yeah.
Groucho Marx?
No, no.
Damn.
Those are the 2 ancient ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Red
can't remember
Skelton.
anything, Red Skelton said, but I remember
No,
seeing him.
I remember seeing him on TV, and I thought he was incredible.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
eh, facial expressions and,
Yeah, yeah.
voices and characters and, all that stuff. Yeah,
Michael Richards, I read a Michael Richards bio recently, and he idolized Red Skelton.
right. Um, and then jump ahead 10 years, and I saw Robin Williams
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
in April of '86, and then 2 weeks later, Rodney Dangerfield.
That would have
Nice.
been amazing.
And then jump ahead another 10 years or so, yeah, I think it was 1998 or '99, I saw George Carlin
Oh,
Wow.
up here, and he was
Dude, you're
fantastic.
just hitting all the legends here.
Yeah. Oh, I skipped over one, not really a stand-up comedian, but when I was in college up here in Troy, Graham Chapman came
no shit.
and did a
Wow.
thing, yeah,
Nice.
and he was hilarious. I remember the funniest thing he did was right in the beginning, he comes out, he'd be like, "I would like to begin this presentation with some physical abuse toward me." He's like, "Just bring it, give it to me." Like, people, we're going, "Fuck you." Fucking people are throwing shoes at him.
Oh
He's
my
like,
god.
come on, you can do better than that. Fuck you all." And he's he's getting us all riled up.
Jeez.
That
That's
reminds
great.
me
So
of stories of when Larry David used to do stand-up, and if he didn't like the crowd or if they
yeah.
weren't laughing enough, he'd just stop in the middle of the act and go, "Ah, fuck you then," and turn around and just leave and not
Right.
come back. Like, it
Yeah,
wasn't a shtick.
yeah,
He'd leave mid-act and go get a beer somewhere.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and that's a good, segue into my last legend that I've seen. I saw Jerry Seinfeld twice
Oh, that's
up
awesome.
here. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
he's great, he's
We had tickets to go see Jerry Seinfeld, and I forget why. For some reason, something came up, and we had to give him up, and we gave him or sold him to one of Marissa Bell's coworkers. But I really wish I saw that. I did see Andrew Dice Clay
wow.
at a comedy club here called the Punchline. This was probably in around 2009 or so, and you know. Uh, he was huge at one point, and he was not that huge at the time, but so I was, like, literally, like, 20 feet away from him. The club was packed, and he was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and he was one
Yeah.
of Rodney's proteges, I
Yeah,
believe, right?
yeah,
He came up through
yep.
that. But yeah, going back now, out of all of those comedians that I saw, nothing was like the Rodney Dangerfield show because you see any comedian, you get time to breathe from time to time.
Rodney
Sure.
was just
Rodney,
one-liner after one-liner after
rapid
yeah,
rapid
yeah,
fire, you
yeah,
had no chance of
yeah.
taking a breath. You were just dying, laughing
That's
your
awesome.
and also in that show, he wasn't aware, and we weren't really sure if it was part of the act or not, but he had a big tear in the back of his pant leg.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. So finally, like I said, it was a rotating stage. So everybody is looking at this thing, and finally people started pointing and pointing. He's finally like, what?
that's great.
They pointed out to me. He's like, "Oh shit."
That's
That's
great.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Had no idea.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just I'll never forget it. It was, yeah, phenomenal. He was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I do have a story from that, book, It Ain't Easy Being Me, and then we can just start talking about his life and his career a bit, but, the, when Harold Ramis and Doug Kinney first interviewed him to be in Caddyshack, he walks into the room at some Hollywood production office somewhere or something, walks in, pulls a vial of cocaine out of his pocket, starts dumping lines on the table, and he goes, "Let's party! Where's the pussy?"
Nice.
That's how he
Nice.
started the meeting.
That's fantastic.
That is, yeah, that again, legendary. Who does that?
Well,
Oh my god. But I didn't read so much, but I listened to the audiobook of, Nothing Comes Easy
yeah, that's his,
biography.
autobiography. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I had no idea he smoked all that weed. He was a
He
pothead
was
like
a
me.
total weed
No,
head, that guy.
no idea. I had
Always,
no clue.
always smoking weed, yeah.
That's funny.
And then he always had his robe open too, apparently.
That was the other
Oh,
note those are the other 2
Yeah,
notes I had, like,
those were
so
my
yeah,
those were my
people
2 revelations about Rodney Dangerfield.
people would come to visit him either at his
Yep,
office, like,
yeah.
he had that, club Dangerfields in New York, and he had an office, and I need to talk to Rodney. They go back in the office. He's back there smoking a joint, wearing a robe with nothing underneath it.
just dick out.
His junk's just hanging out,
Just
and
balls out. Hey, how you
he's
doing?
just talking to you. And it wasn't a sexual thing. It was
Jesus.
just
Yeah,
that's
Give
how
yeah,
he
a
was
shit.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
gotta give my Johnson a little room to breathe here.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Um,
anyways, let's go back in time, and again, we'll talk about whatever comes to people's mind, but let's talk about his life just a little bit. He's born in November 22nd, 1921, in Babylon, New York. That's That's prophetic. Babylon.
Where is Babylon to you, Alan?
Oh, it's in the well, that's Long Island, so it's basically New York City. It's
Okay,
it's it's south. It's, about 3 hours south of here,
gotcha.
where I am. Yeah.
Born Jacob Rodney Cohen. His father was a vaudevillian, Phil Cohen. He was known as Phil Roy on stage. Rarely home. His mother Sophie was cold and emotionally distant, so that informed, I think, a lot of his self-esteem issues that he got rich off of later. Um, they didn't have a lot of money. His father abandoned the family. Would sell newspapers and deliver groceries to support the household. Started writing jokes at the age of 15. By 17, he's starting to perform in clubs. He called himself Jack Roy originally. So from 1940 until about 1951, he's Jack Roy, and he's doing kind of conventional comedy. Worked the Borscht Belt. Um, Never really took off. It wasn't the personality that got him rich later. It was more conventional kind of comedy. Um, Lived in low rent hotels, relied on other people for meals. He married this woman named Joyce. She was a singer in 1949. Gets married, decides he needs to be responsible. 1951, at age 28, he quits show business, and he was selling aluminum siding. He was an aluminum siding salesman for
My
12
God.
years. Had 2 children. Marriage is kind of up and down. Gets a divorce in 61. Uh, they did remarry in 63 and got divorced again in 1970. But that brief period where he's divorced the first time from her, he starts performing again. I'm thinking this is kind of midlife crisis. You know, what am I doing with my life? Selling aluminum siding.
Yeah, that's gotta be rough.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I can't imagine selling aluminum siding.
Yeah.
No, door to door.
Door to
Well,
door.
all you gotta
Mm.
do is go watch Tin Men.
Yeah, I
Oh,
wanna
right.
see that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
Dude,
see
yeah.
that.
if
Right.
you've not seen that, you need to rent it tonight. It's that
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Oh, well. I made a note. They mentioned that movie in It Ain't Easy Being Me
Mhm.
as kind of an example of what that life was like,
Oh,
and I put it on my wish list.
uh,
But,
um, uh, with a capital F, screw that, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
But, so, he's gonna he's getting back into the business. He's about to play one of these clubs where he used to bomb all the time. So he tells the owner, "Hey, how about, don't book me as Jack Roy because nobody liked me. So,
Shit.
we want some people to show up. Just make up some other name." And so the club owner remembers um, this character that used to be on the Jack Benny show. It was a cowboy character named Rodney Dangerfield.
My god.
And so the club owner's, Rodney Dangerfield tonight at blah, 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 blah. And he killed it.
That's
Had this kind
fantastic.
of new, his life was a mess. His wife had just left him. His business sucked. So that's the personality he was doing.
Yep.
Hey, my life's a mess. No respect.
Yeah. Right.
And it killed. And so he kept that name. Hey, everybody likes Rodney. They didn't like Jack. So
What year was that?
62.
Okay.
Yeah. And so basically he develops this character 62 to 67. He's developing the Rodney Dangerfield character. Oh, we got what's his name in
El
the house?
El Condor.
Go to
Oh, Condor.
snagsandsilky.com. We got shirts, we got mugs, we got t-shirts.
Sell it. You gotta
uh,
sell it, man.
I'm
Work
playing.
work for your room and
We got
board, boy.
stickers.
We got Rappin' Rodney.
Yeah.
Rappin' Rodney.
Yeah, we also got books, a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
I can't get no respect.
You can't get no respect.
Yeah.
There you go.
Um,
All right.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
our salesman there. That's why we're just selling out of
Fantastic.
t-shirts every day.
That's right.
So Beatle Bailey just held up the Rappin' Rodney vinyl album.
Yes,
That's awesome.
I got
Now I
2.
sent you guys, all the Dangerfield that's on Spotify for a playlist.
All
I
right.
also have
Yeah, I
this.
sent that.
Did you
That's
get
how old is that?
this is, 40 odd years old. It's got I must have bought these well, this came out in '83,
Yeah,
and I
but
Yeah.
got
that's like 1969.
So the other one he's holding up is "I Don't Get No Respect," the Rodney's first album.
yeah, right.
Now,
Yeah.
what are the tracks on that? It's only 2 tracks?
Yeah, now he also has a different album called No Respect. This is a
Yeah,
different,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah,
that's on the playlist. I put
but
all
yeah,
that on the playlist.
Yeah.
all his albums are pretty much one side, one song, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well,
well, yeah, it's just
1
one-liner out
track.
if you did a track for every one-liner, there'd be
I
160 tracks on every
yeah,
Right.
album.
you there's hardly there's no way you can parse that out. Yeah.
Right.
That's very cool.
So he develops this no respect character for about for he's starts in 62, gets clearer and clearer on it. By 67 he gets spotted by an Ed Sullivan Show talent scout and appears on the show, and then he's kind of off to the races. His career really starts taking off. Um there was some issue with Johnny Carson where either Rodney or his agent made a disparaging remark about Johnny Carson, and Johnny Carson heard about it and vowed never to book him on the show. Um, Eventually, he was at a bar and uh, the people knew him, and the bouncer didn't know who Johnny Carson was for whatever fucking reason and wouldn't
Right.
let him in.
Wouldn't let
And
Carson in.
Rodney goes up and gives the bouncer hell and gets Johnny into the club, and then apologized to Johnny about what his agent had said a few years ago, and Johnny
Right.
finally let him on the Tonight Show. So
That's
Yeah.
decent.
Yep.
yeah. um 1969, he opens his own club in New York, Dangerfields, and that was solid. That was around for a long time, and he's bouncing around. There was actually in the early '70s, um, there were some people that wanted to do a show about a weekly network television show, and I think it was gonna be called Rodney Dangerfield, and it was gonna be Rodney Dangerfield playing himself, working at Dangerfields and what he does during the day and blah, blah,
Right.
blah,
Right.
which would have been fucking Seinfeld 20 years earlier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
that's what
And
it
first
sounds like.
reality show. Yeah,
yeah, and
right,
and it didn't, ended up not happening, but when I read that in the book, I was like, "Oh, yeah,
right.
that would have been interesting."
Yeah, way ahead of its time.
And, any of you guys got anything about Rodney in the '70s before we start talking about Caddyshack in 1980?
Um,
Any thoughts? Anything?
no, I think my first introduction to Rodney was, well, probably seeing him on the Tonight Show growing up in the '70s. You saw just that whole, uh, bullpen that Carson had, Buddy Hackett and Rodney and, Don Rickles, you know, that whole clan, and for me as a little kid coming up, they were all those faces, Buddy Hackett, they were all similar to the guys that would come over and sit with my grandfather, and they would all sit around the table and tell the most raunchiest fucking stories, and I would just sit quietly, uh, on somebody's lap, and they would forget I was there, and I
Yeah,
just soaked it up. I just loved hearing these extremely inappropriate stories, um, and I wish I could remember some of them, but, you would just sit and laugh your ass off, and that's who Rodney Dangerfield was, to me. I just could easily put him in that circle guys that my grandfather hung out with.
Nice. I actually I think I probably first saw him in Miller Lite commercials during football games.
That was a big deal. Those Miller
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lite commercials were huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I'd like
So,
to see some of those. Those were
I
great.
I'm sure they're
I
on YouTube.
right, 'cause it was just like I didn't know who he was, but you knew who he was because of the commercial and
Yeah.
his whole no
Mhm.
respect thing,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
they got the whole gist you got the whole gist of it during the commercial. Okay, this guy never gets any respect.
Right.
Now you know him. Now you
Yeah,
know him, you
Did I
know?
yeah.
mention I don't get no respect?
Right. So,
I
and then
his
carry
his
it what?
his best line to me is sidling up to, to the wife in Caddyshack, and he goes, "Hey, you wanna make $14 the hard
What way?
way?" And I know that's, it had to be ad-libbed
Had to be, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
because Ted Knight is like, "You, you."
Yeah. Yeah. No, he did ad lib a lot of that stuff, and it
Yeah,
took him a while to know what action and cut meant. Like, they'd say action, and he'd just be standing there, and they finally had that means you gotta start acting, you know?
yeah,
No, cut means stop, and then
yeah.
and at first, why isn't he saying the lines? He's just riffing all these one-liners, and
Oh,
then they were like, "This is fucking brilliant, just film it,
yeah.
just film it."
Right.
"Hey, Smales, $1,000 since you missed that putt."
Mhm.
Oh my god.
And there was some tension between him and Ted Knight off camera, which you can feel in the film, you
I
know?
love it though.
Yeah, yeah.
It all benefited, yeah. That was the first
Yeah,
R-rated movie I saw. I
yeah.
remember that was a big deal, and that
Yeah.
really cemented Rodney for me, o
Oh,
obviously, right
yeah,
from the
and
get-go.
I
And
think it's a shame that he didn't get something right after Caddyshack,
Mm.
just some movie, I mean, because you
he
could
did,
put
it's his best movie, it's called Easy Money, nobody cared, though.
yeah, that was, like, 3 years later, but,
Yeah,
imagine right out of Caddyshack, he's some down on his luck, private
Schmo.
detective or something,
Yeah,
you know, alcoholic, some battle axe wife. It
Yeah.
could have been,
yeah,
hilarious.
but he gave us 3 brilliant movies,
Yeah.
and and then there was a lot of crap towards the end, but 3 brilliant movies with um the other thing that was funny about him, filming Caddyshack, because again, he hadn't done a lot of movies. He was a heavy in some movie in the early '70s. He was like
Oh,
a bad guy.
The Projectionist,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
watched it. It's on YouTube, I think, for
Yeah,
free.
yeah.
Good, I'll watch that tonight.
Yeah, he's
What's that
not
he's like
it's
a
not
bit part, right?
yeah, but he's really good in it. Chuck McCann is the lead actor,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
and he's really good, actually.
The Projectionist,
I mean,
okay.
my yeah, he plays a projectionist. Rodney is his boss, and he's an absolute asshole. Dick to
And
everyone.
Oh,
he's
Yeah.
is it so that's worth
Yeah.
watching, huh?
Oh, yeah, I liked it. I did
We'll link that from the click pit, the
yeah,
projectionist, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
I Chuck McCann, I'm sorry, I gotta tip my hat to Chuck McCann in this movie. I think he really did. There's a scene where he's in the projection room and he's got pictures of all these movie stars, and every movie star picture he looks at, he does an impression of, and he just knocks it out of the park.
nails it. That's
It's real
really?
fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. So, anyway, yeah.
So one of the other things, because he hadn't really been, in front of the camera as far as being a comedian, uh, he on Caddyshack, apparently, the first couple shots he took, he'd be riffing these one-liners and nobody's laughing. And they'd say, "Cut," and he'd be like, "Whoa, why ain't anybody laughing? Is this not funny?" They'd be like they'd explain, "Well, we can't laugh while the cameras were on."
Uh-huh. Oh,
Funny.
s
Yeah. Well, there
every scene that he has in Caddyshack is brilliant.
oh, yeah, he carries that movie, absolutely.
And
It's
Yeah.
Ted Knight is a force as well in there.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
all his lines. Oh my god.
That movie has a
Whole movie.
tragic, story behind it in that, Doug Kenny,
Oh,
the co-creator of the movie with Harold Ramis, they wanted this to be a, intelligent, socially relevant satire on class distinctions or class disparities, and the studio, the first cut didn't have the gopher in it and all
Oh
that
my
stuff.
god.
And the studio didn't think it was funny enough, and the studio forced them to add the gopher and all that stuff, which I think is fucking hilarious. Bill Murray chasing that fucking gopher around.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the gopher is just retardedly fake,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
you
Right.
it's
know
fucking
No.
well, that
Everybody loved the guy. I was in the theater watching it. Everybody
yeah,
loved the gopher.
yeah,
I
Everybody
know
loved.
yeah.
that caused Doug Kenny to kill himself.
That's awful. Yeah.
Doug Kenny
Yeah.
committed suicide
God.
because the studio ruined his important movie about
Oh my
social class
Oh no.
oh my god.
and and and
What?
and if he'd have just held on for a little bit and said, "Yeah, but let's see how this pans out," he would have lived to see that it's a beloved cult classic.
Yeah.
What a jackass.
It's one of the most loved comedies that's ever been made, and he killed himself because he thought it had been ruined by the studio.
Doug Kenny.
Yeah, there's a
I gotta
documentary on that. There's a whole
You know him.
documentary on it.
He was in Animal House. He was the nerdy
Yeah.
guy in Animal House.
He was a
I
big
think I
part of
let
the
me
National Lampoon,
oh,
crew.
Yeah,
yeah.
and that yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see him right here.
There's a documentary.
You know,
Yeah, there's a
fuck
doc.
Doug Kenny. Fuck him. I'm gonna commit suicide because my fuck
Because they
him.
put a gopher in my movie?
Yeah, I said it. Screw that bitch.
Um, there's a documentary on National Lampoon. I think that's where I heard that story.
Right.
It's
Wow.
fucked up.
That's awful.
Anything else about Caddyshack before we move on to Easy Money?
Um, no, it's just a brilliant all the way through. Bill Murray, everyone just weighs in
Yeah. Chevy
very
Chase is
nicely.
great in that thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all
and
great.
I gotta say it holds up. My 16-year-old and my 18-year-old just recently saw it. They loved it.
Yeah,
It
And
it's fun.
Brian Doyle Murray wrote
Yeah,
most of that
yeah.
movie, and
yeah, yeah.
ah, just amazing.
I like to drink Jack Daniels with it and call it Jack and Shack.
Jack and Shack. There you go. Only you heard it here.
Ugh. um, Easy Money is my favorite Rodney Dangerfield movie. If there's anybody out there listening who has not seen that,
Yeah.
Oh,
you got to see
Amen.
that immediately.
yeah.
That
Amen.
one captures the no respect character
Yep.
the
Yeah.
best.
Just
Yep.
the
Yeah.
Great.
son-in-law going, "So can I call you dad?" It's just hysterical.
Yeah.
Julio.
Julio.
Yeah, again, I watched it with my 16-year-old. He laughed the whole way through, loved the
That's
movie.
great.
Yep,
Yeah.
That's great.
fantastic.
So he is married to this he's married to this woman who's comes from a rich family, but he's a schmo, of course. And he's a baby photographer. So he's always, there's these scenes he's trying to take pictures of kids and the kids are throwing shit at him. There's just
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
Oh, it's
and
just excellent.
yep.
his rich mother-in-law dies in a plane crash, and the conditions of the will are that he's got to give up his vices for a year if he wants to inherit all the money.
$10
So
million.
he's got to stop drinking, he's got to stop smoking, he's got to stop womanizing, he's got to stop doing all the fun shit that he was doing.
No gambling.
No gambling. Yeah, yeah. And won't give away the ending, but it's just funny watching him struggle with all this stuff throughout the whole thing. And his wife and her rich brother's still around, and just I have to say I kind of relate to this a little bit, having married into a family that was a little more kind of I was raised by savage hippies like a wolf being raised in the woods.
Yeah, Snags and I basically grew up behind a dumpster,
Yeah,
so
if you haven't listened to this podcast before, if you have, you've heard us complain about it consistently. But anyways, um, so I married into like a normal middle to upper class family, and I experienced some of that vibe.
yeah. I mean, case in point, my childhood, you randomly Saturday morning, you would see this wizard come down to a bowl of chocolate chip cookies and he would pour milk over it. And I'd be like, where the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That's
How
where
co
I
how
want
how come I gotta eat tofu and, fucking
to,
soy sauce, and they get
bits
to
of
eat
sand
Captain
with
Crunch?
leaves in it. Yeah. Fuck. And, oh, remember the one, keep them home for breakfast. And I'm
Ugh.
like, so they don't have to go to school? You know?
Dude, when my mother would leave me at my grandparents' in the summer, every summer, she'd take me down to Florida, leave me with my grandparents for a few weeks so she could get a break. The minute she'd walk out the door, fucking ice cream, root beer, all
Yeah.
all the good shit, man,
Yeah.
cookies.
Oh,
I'd
well,
just be laying I'd
my
be laying
mom
ar
would leave a Tupperware with they didn't know what was in it. They would throw that away and then feed me whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah, they dump that in the trash and feed
Yeah,
you a big ham sandwich and a fucking
yeah.
milkshake.
Alan, what was the keep 'em home for breakfast? Was that the, Thomas's English muffins or
It either that or maybe oatmeal?
no, it was like, keep 'em home for breakfast,
Yeah, I
and
don't know.
they would all sit around the table and eat something that looked
Okay,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the slogan was too, but, Jesus Christ.
Anyways, Easy Money is the no respect character.
Easy money. Got it.
There
Yeah.
it is.
And all that, jokes about his wife and his mother-in-law and all that shit is in that movie. That's the movie
Yeah.
that captures that character. Joe Pesci. Yeah, fucking Joe Pesci. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's
I
Joe Pesci in 80, 3, he's fresh from Raging Bull and, all
yeah.
these,
It was
uh
before Goodfellas,
yeah,
but
yeah,
he's the buddy. He's the sleazy kinda buddy that
yeah,
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and
Rodney's always getting in trouble with.
Pesci had done a couple comedies, but, um, a lot
Yeah.
of people, they think of, My Cousin Vinny, as
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only
This is before
comedy.
all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah, with Home Alone, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But no, I saw Easy Money twice in the theater. And
yeah,
just yeah, when it came out, it's just yeah, absolutely. You've nailed it, Snags.
Yeah,
It just captures the essence of Rodney, his whole thing. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
So
So, his next big success, the third in the holy trinity of Rodney movies, is Back to School. He plays Thornton Mellon, a self-made millionaire who enrolls in college. Um, Sam Kinison has a
cameo.
cameo in this
Yeah.
as a
yeah,
freaked out. And I had one of these teachers in high school. He's a freaked
yeah,
out Vietnam vet who
yeah,
screams at his
Mr.
students.
Robinson.
Yeah,
Mr. Robinson is
yeah.
who you're talking about.
You'd drop a book and he would jump under the desk.
Yeah, this guy was no joke.
He
He would
had
walk by
PTSD.
and stop the whole class because somebody's foot wasn't
Yeah.
under the desk.
No, but if somebody people would do that as a joke, they'd drop their textbook on the
Oh,
floor and he
no.
would dive under his desk because of
Oh,
the
no.
PTSD from
Yeah,
Can
Vietnam.
you
this guy
imagine
was
bringing a firecracker in maybe?
my
Yeah.
god, yeah. No, this guy was shot out, man. It was no joke, but, I will say that the Dangerfield, was huge in stand-up comedy, and he, really promoted other, acts, Sam Kinison being one of them, Andy Kaufman.
Oh, yeah.
Dangerfield
Oh,
really paid it forward and
yeah.
gave a lot of people
I
their
don't I don't remember anybody else doing I remember having HBO, and every year there would
yeah,
be a young comedian show
yep, and
hosted
that's
by
when I
Rod.
first saw Sam Kinison.
Right. Oh, the Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
the list escapes me, but I mean,
yeah, yeah.
tons.
he brought a
Oh,
lot of those guys up, and it's interesting because, he's pretty old in conventional terms at this point, and his fan base was the next generation after him. He
Yeah,
wasn't popular with people his age. He's popular with people who could have been his offspring, basically.
sure.
Yeah.
And but
But,
I remember that's where you first saw Sam Kinison, right around '83. So you had Eddie Murphy's Delirious all over HBO, but you had that Dangerfield HBO special where Kinison was like, "This is sand. You know what
yeah.
lives out here? Sand."
Nothing grows in sand.
oh
They
yeah.
shouldn't send them food. They should send them U-Hauls.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
it's gonna be a million years from now? It's gonna be sand.
Sand.
Pretty fucking sand. Oh my god.
Silky, I remember us in high school in drama class, Mrs. Henderson's drama class. Mrs. Henderson was Sidney Poitier's daughter. She taught our drama class.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, that's who that was.
That's
And
who that was.
she did not like us because we were fuck ups. But I remember you, me, and our other friend Alan from our
Yeah,
high school friend Alan. We were reciting those very lines, just cracking up
yeah. Oh my god.
in that class. So before we get into natural born killers and the later part of his career, you cats mind if we do a little loudmouth lounge?
Yeah,
Let make it
please.
happen.
All
Yes.
right. So I'm gonna bust out some Rodney Dangerfield jokes for you. I asked the cab driver, "Where can I get some action?" He took me to my house. I tell you, no respect, no respect. I was so ugly when I was born, the doctor slapped my mother. My mother, she never breastfed me. She only liked me as a friend.
Jesus.
I saved a girl from being attacked last night. I controlled myself.
Okay.
Couple more. Believe me,
Jesus.
it ain't easy being me.
Move it along.
I told my wife the truth. I told her I've been seeing a psychiatrist. Then she told me the truth. She was seeing a psychiatrist, 2 plumbers, and a bartender.
Wait, talk
Loudmouth Lounge with Snags, ladies and
talk
gentlemen.
talk
Very
about his
nice.
wait, doesn't he have a doctor? What's his doctor's name?
Vinny Boomba, something
That's
like
right.
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dr. Vinny Boombots.
Yeah.
We can't forget about him.
Benny Boombots.
Yeah.
Was fantastic.
Anyway, so he's just being Rodney Dangerfield for about 8 years, doing all kinds of shit in between. A lot of stand up. 86. That's when you saw him. Is probably right after Back to School came out. I would
Uh-huh.
guess. Yeah. So I'm sure he had a shitload of lucrative stand up gigs after that. That movie made $91 million. Which,
My
believe it
god.
or not, kids, that was a lot of money back in 1986.
And so his co-host was the kid from Christine, the movie.
His co-host
Christine.
what? Co-host
The
of what?
or not co-host, his co-star, the guy that plays
Right.
his son.
Yeah, he's going back to school to show solidarity
Yeah.
with his son who's in
Yeah.
college.
And
Yeah.
his son is the actor that was in Christine.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah. Again,
Um,
yeah, saw that in the theater.
Yeah. Yeah. Great shit, man.
Oh my god.
1994, Oliver Stone. There's this Quentin Tarantino story treatment floating around Hollywood called Natural Born Killers. I think it might have been a full script. It was either a script or story treatment. Oliver Stone, Oliver Stone gets a hold of it and writes the script. Tarantino fucking hates it and doesn't want anything to do with that movie. I liked it. I thought it was great.
I didn't
Oliver's
like it.
I hated it.
it's
I
really
hated it.
I hated it.
Yeah, good.
I hated that
it was
movie.
really violent, but I liked it.
I I
But,
just didn't care. I didn't they brought I just did not care about the characters. It
you
just
That's
had no
that's
no,
empathy?
exactly it, Alan.
Yeah.
it's like I didn't
Um,
care.
I didn't care about the characters, and it just got more and more, um, the violence coupled with, like, the MTV short attention
Right.
span
Yeah, could
jumping
Oliver
all over the
Stone
fucking place.
yeah, I think
I
Oliver
was
Stone needed to do a little more coke during the
yeah,
film for that movie, man.
I was horrified by that jumping around, and I felt like that was exactly what my peers were into,
Mm,
and I was just horrified by all I was really put off,
wow.
uh,
I'm pretty sure, Silky, you and I
I
went
by
and saw that together.
you know
I
what,
think
though?
we yeah, I think we
I
did.
Yeah.
love the beginning. When you see the scorpion, right?
Huh?
You think, "Oh, what a badass scorpion," and then, it gets run over, and I thought, "Oh, this is gonna be great."
Yeah.
No, I
No,
fu
and it was almost, uh, stage, uh, I forget what you call it, just, stage, they'd move a wall, it was all done like a stage play or something,
okay, yeah, yeah.
Well, the Rodney segments were because so
Yeah,
Rodney Dangerfield gets offered this role as an abusive, psychotic father in a sitcom, that basically the story takes place in real life as Brad Pitt and what's her name are no, not Brad Pitt,
Woody Harrelson,
Woody
yeah.
Harrelson and what's her name
Juliette Lewis.
are traveling across the country killing people. And then, there's a these sitcom segments that, like Silky said, they're on a stage set, like sitcoms are filmed, and there's a laugh track, except it's not funny. He's like
No,
this psychotic, sexually
yeah,
abusive father, you
right.
know?
Yeah,
And
he's scary.
I thought he
Yeah,
kicked ass in
yeah,
that as an actor, and I like the movie. It's not something I've rewatched, but, I thought he kicked ass as an actor in that,
yeah, I'll give it
and
that. In
yeah,
and of itself, that scene is, tremendous, what he
and
does. Yeah.
was successful at the box office, and, Rodney Dangerfield apparently used that as he wanted to get accepted into the academy as an actor in the academy so he could vote on academy awards and all that shit, and they wouldn't do it. Like, he applied after this, he was getting critics were giving him, kudos for his acting, and he submitted a letter citing this role and everything, and "I wanna be in the academy,"
Yeah.
and they wouldn't let him in.
Yeah,
So, of
fuck
course,
those elite bastards
after
anyway.
that, he was like, "Fuck you people."
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I
Why the
couldn't think
fuck?
of a scummier group of people to wanna be a part of,
My god,
you
yeah.
know? A bunch of scumbags, who have it made financially, lecturing all the hardworking, struggling people in the country every chance they get. Go
Yeah.
fuck yourselves.
There
Amen,
you go.
brother.
Yeah. Anyways, and then there was a smattering of movies after that, Ladybugs and some other movies, I forget, Roger and His Seven Wives, I don't remember. There's just a bunch of,
I
like, straight to video movies he
I
did.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, I saw Ladybugs in the theater, but not because I wanted to go, I took my girlfriend's little brother to go see it.
Wow.
Was it any good? I haven't se
Yeah, I don't really remember. I don't
yeah.
remember anything funny he said, you know?
I haven't
I just
I haven't seen
no,
any of those
actually,
later movies.
it's funny now that we're talking about it, it's kind of ahead of its time because the premise is he's coaching an all-girls soccer team, and they suck,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
and they get
What
his
was this movie?
son, Ladybugs,
Ladybugs.
and I guess it might be his son or somebody he knows, that's the same age to dress up like a girl and play on the girls' soccer team.
That's hilarious.
And, and then they become great, and I don't remember what happens, but
That's funny as
that was
hell,
the
though.
premise, yeah.
So he does a smattering of them. That book I read, It Ain't Easy Being Me, it covers all of them. Obviously, they're just the quality took a big dive. Natural Born Killers was the last kind of significant role that he had. Um, Meanwhile, while we're doing this podcast, Silky's texting me a link to the Blu-ray of Fritz the Cat. Hey, I found Fritz the Cat on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So Silky's multitasking.
Uh,
Um,
just I was trying to find, the Rodney Dangerfield and the Fritz the Cat popped up, so
oh yeah, man, it's
Nice.
important to have that on Blu-ray. You
yeah.
got to get the
Ralph
box set.
Bakshi, everybody.
You got to get the box set when the Fritz the Cat
There
box
is
set
no
comes out with
I've
the
looked, there is no
with the
box set.
blow up doll. Yeah.
There is no
Yeah.
box.
Okay. Um. Another thing that happens in the mid '90s, that's kind of significant, is Rodney.com opens. So I remember in like it's probably the early to mid '90s. A friend of mine's telling me about the internet. And I'm like, "What's the internet?" And he goes, "Come here, I'll show you." And fires up a computer and starts showing me, you can find all this stuff on your computer. And I first thing I did is said, see if there's and he tells me they're called websites. And I'm like, see if there's anything out there about Kiss. And I found what was my source for Kiss news for at least 10 years after that, kissasylum.com.
Yeah.
I don't know if it even exists anymore, but I would
Oh.
always go there for Kiss news.
Mhm.
Rodney.com drops, he was one of the first celebrities to have his own website,
Yeah. Crazy.
and he would communicate with
Right.
his fans through that website. It was kind of a big deal. He gets married to this woman named Joan Child in 1993. She kind of starts helping him manage his business affairs. Uh, go, Gets a triple bypass in 2000, brain surgery in 2003. Um, uh, and ends up dying October 5th, 2004. Unless he faked his death like Andy Kaufman, and then he's in
Right.
Aruba with Andy hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never thought of
What
that.
what,
yeah.
what did he die of? Just old age or
He had a lot of
Heart,
surgeries and yeah.
heart and brain stuff. He
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
bypass in 2000, brain surgery 2003. Fucking old, man.
Yeah,
Fucking kicked the bucket. He died from being an old geezer. He's buried at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery, and his headstone reads, Rodney Dangerfield. There goes the neighborhood. That's
there
what his
you go.
headstone says. So.
Yeah. That surgery though, that he had to have heart surgery, a heart valve replacement. But before that, they're like, "We gotta go into your brain and do something to make the blood flow better
Yeah, yeah.
and do the heart valve." Like, "Oh, cool."
Let's fuck with the two most important parts of your body,
I mean,
you
holy
know?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. What's next? Cut the dick off? I mean,
Right. No respect.
No
I'm
respect.
telling you, it ain't easy being me.
Can you imagine being his surgeon though? You'd be laughing during the fucking surgery, probably thinking about
Probably.
something he said,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, even when he's trying not to be funny, he would
Right.
be
Yeah.
cracking you up. That's Jim Carrey for me. I'm laughing before he even starts, you know?
Some guys, yeah,
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You just look at like, Will Ferrell for me.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
he could just stare at me and I'll be on
Uh-huh.
the floor.
You'd be cracking up,
Yeah.
yeah. Will Ferrell, one of the best scenes is, uh, uh, the Stepdad 2, where they have a discussion about who's touching the thermostat in the hallway, and Will Ferrell says, "Why is this even a conversation?" You know?
Oh,
He
Step Brothers was
That's a good one.
John C. Riley and
Yeah, Will Ferrell.
who's yeah, that is fucking hilarious,
I
Yeah.
man.
mean, I'll throw you guys a real left, a curve here.
What's that?
He's in a Woody Allen movie, Melinda and Melinda,
Really?
and I'm telling you, I mean, he's in it throughout the movie, but he plays a real kind of neurotic, perfect Woody Allen character, a
Right.
neurotic, insecure husband. and sure enough, his wife is sleeping, around, but whatever. So he he falls in love with this other girl, but and they're on like a car trip with Woody Allen and this other woman, so it's a double date.
Right.
But then there's this other guy sitting next to the girl he's falling in love with, and the look on his face of jealousy just knocks you over. I mean, it is just hilarious. Just his face, I'm telling you,
That's
is
great.
enough. I mean, Woody
Old
Allen
old
did a great job with him.
old school, classic Will
Oh, sure.
Ferrell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it when he's jumps in the pool, he's just he's fucked up on the tranquilizers and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good shit.
he's awesome.
I guess we'll do a Will Ferrell episode at some
He
point.
was right.
Alright, well, that's Rodney Dangerfield, kids. Eh, either of you cats got anything else to say about this guy before we sign off?
Just a legend, and going back to the Johnny Carson uh, era, the '70s, all those guys that were on Carson like a regular rotation. Um, not even they would just walk on to the Tonight Show, and they just always brought that um, just I don't even know what you'd call it, almost like a mafia type vibe, just these old cats, uh, just
Yeah,
going on.
well, literally, with the Brat Pack, I mean, literally.
Yeah, yeah,
It
I
wasn't a
mean
vibe, dude.
yeah, I
You
mean,
didn't
they
fuck with
just
Frank Sinatra.
yeah, and Dangerfield, just what a great last name, even if it was made up. He was deadly when he tore into to that
Oh, yeah.
stand-up thing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Don Rickles is another one that maybe should get an
Oh,
episode at some point. Just
very good.
lethal.
Yeah, that
Lethal.
that's a
Yeah,
good
I
call.
Rickles
mean,
was fucking deadly.
Forget it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
celebrities wanted to get ripped by him.
yeah,
That's how
yeah.
good he
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Just him
He
on
would
that.
get in trouble for making fun of mob, his whole act.
Oh, yeah.
He
Well,
never
Rickles
wrote anything down. He'd go on stage and just make fun of the audience, and
Right,
he'd
right.
make fun of mob people every now
yeah.
and then have to worry about it afterwards, you know? It's
Rickles
like
was on, that Norm Donaldson movie that came out very briefly, and,
Norm
uh,
Macdonald?
yeah, Norm Macdonald,
Yeah. Not
uh,
Sam Donaldson. Sam Donaldson was
did I
a
say
guy that
Oh,
always
Jesus Christ.
Sam Donaldson looked like he was on acid. He was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he
No, Norm
he was that
Macdonald,
news
and,
guy that looked like he was on acid.
he I forget the movie that he had, but Don Rickles plays like a manager, and they're all lined up, and he says, "Listen, you fucking baby gorilla," and, just the way he busts out, oh my god. It was choking me. It was like I could not breathe.
Norm
Uh,
Macdonald has a really good movie. It's kinda like his Easy Money. It's not really well known, but it
that's what I'm
captures
saying, and it got pulled from the theaters because,
let me
um,
find it.
at some, launch party for it, Norm
Dirty
just said
Work.
dirty
Dirty
work.
Work.
There
Look
it
Yeah,
that
is.
movie up. It's fucking
Yeah,
right, right,
hilarious.
right, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
right. Yeah.
But apparently that got pulled pretty quick because Norm said some off-color shit to, like, the CEO of Warner Brother or whoever, you know?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he basically shit the bed before the movie even, you know?
Norm was a straightforward he called it like you saw it. He
yeah,
didn't
Yeah.
give a
didn't
Oh,
fuck.
care.
yeah.
Yeah, did not
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was good shit though, but,
So,
Don Rickles was in that and just rips him, and it was just it was like a fucking ice cold water in the face. Just
Yeah.
took your breath away.
Don Rickles is fucking hilarious.
yeah. Like,
All
Alright,
right.
well, anyways, peace out.
Deuces, everybody.
bye-bye. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure.